Yeah, 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 come and take a look at the snow. Bright white as far as your eyesight goes. Come and take a look at the fields of snow. I'll just get my coat, then we're good to go. Come and take a look at the lake. Let's have a quick skate before it gets late. Come and take a look at the frozen lake. Put your clothes on, mate, don't make that mistake.
Greetings, holiday shoppers. There are now 310 shopping days left until Christmas, and you know what that means. That means it's time for another episode of Christmas Creeps, your one-stop shop for holiday movies, TV shows, and all kinds of nonsense all year round. My name is Joseph Wade. I will be your host for this evening. Here with me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Johnny Five, the human robot.
Hey, what's up, fucker?
Hey, John, what's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a whole goddamn lot.
All right. And Mr. Bradford is here as well. Brad,
I prefer to go by Bradford No Toes now.
Bradford No Toes? Oh, you cut them all off. Is that it?
I cut them all off to get out of work detail.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to 2025. Another hell year on this hell planet of ours, where we're talking about Christmas movies for no good reason in the month of February. This week on the show, Johnny Five just randomly said, "Hey, what about this movie?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, let's do that." So we're talking about
you. That's on you.
It's entirely on me. And then as soon as Jonathan manifested it into the world, I took it as read and said, "Yes, let's do it." Tonight we're talking about Golden Winter from 2012 and Asylum Studios
It's
ripoff.
called Golden Winter because the one dog pisses a lot.
It's going to be that kind of night, folks. Buckle up.
No.
If
you think John is making this up, one of the dog's personality trait is she pisses a lot.
Yeah.
Tinkle,
and what's the dog's name?
Tinkle, I believe. Tinkler?
Tinkle, yes.
It's nominative determinism.
Peter Tinklage.
They have a dog named Jumper, a dog named Snoozer, and a dog named Tinkle. It is nominative determinism.
It's the seven dwarves, but they're dogs. And one of them.
And the other two dogs, there's Rory and Scarf, I think, are the other two.
Rory, Scarf, Jumper, Snoozer, Tinkler.
There's Rory, and then there's Kieran, and then there's Macaulay, who I think is the oldest. That's all the Culkins.
Those are the ones from Arkham Origins. We're talking about Arkham City.
Oh, I see. I got you.
That's the one where there's Jumper, Tinkler. Rory's in that one too, though. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. I mean, it's a universe. Like every possible universe has to have a Rory, correct?
Yes.
Gilmore Girls included.
You know, I knew someone was going to make that joke, and I'm glad it was you, Bradford.
I've watched the entirety of Gilmore Girls, so I can do this.
At least somebody has.
The only thing I know is that Mrs. Santa's sister is in Gilmore Girls, I think.
Oh, yeah?
That is true, yes. It was played by Lauren Graham from Gilmore Girls.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't guess her name, because I would have guessed Heather Graham.
No, we've made the reference, and now it's time to move on. Hey, before we talk about this talking dog movie on this Christmas podcast, who wants to start drinking? I
do.
I don't have a can. I have a bottle, but you know what? Let's get a drink check going. Friends, what you working with tonight?
John, you want to kick us off?
I got some good old-fashioned water.
That's a classic.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yes. Highly approve.
Bradford, I take it you're drinking something tonight.
I am drinking something tonight. I've got an Asylum How Now Brown Cow. It is a milk stout with peanut butter and chocolate flavors.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
What's
the say Robitussin?
Well, that's for after. No, I'm not going to mix Robitussin with alcohol.
What's the ABV on that bad boy?
Just 6. Just a nice, comfortable 6. What are you working with?
I have I'm still working through my old Christmas beers. I have a Victory Merry Monkey.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Belgian style ale with cranberry, orange peel, cinnamon, and nutmeg, sitting pretty at a nice 10% ABV.
I gotta say, probably one of the Christmas beers that I like better. I like the whole.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I like the whole monkey line though. I don't think there's a monkey that I don't like.
Yeah, monkeys, victory monkeys are pretty good.
Mm.
And because I'm a true, dyed in the wool classy boy, I am drinking this out of a Buc-ee's coffee mug right now.
Hell yeah.
Because that's the kind of thing we're working with here tonight. Hey, speaking of Buc-ee's, I'm pretty sure I caught the flu at one a couple weeks ago. So if I sound a little, rough tonight, I'm getting over that.
You guys have a Buc-ee's?
Congratulations to me.
You guys have a Buc-ee's now?
Oh, no. Nikki and I got back from our honeymoon, and on our way home, we stopped at a Buc-ee's.
I see.
They're building a Buc-ee's near-ish here, like within the state, I think.
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna guess they're building it at the exit of the interstate where there's already like 3
big
gigantic
like
monument to men's hubris truck stops.
Not to mention like the giant outlet store and where our local used bookstore just moved. Yes, that location. Yes.
What a wonderful, lovely country we live in, everybody.
Yeah, man. No, Nikki and I. It's just between us. Nikki and I went on a cruise. Immediately got off the cruise, stopped at a Buc-ee's to get gas up and everything to come home. Fairly certain we caught something at the Buc-ee's and not the cruise.
I was gonna say, you
ironic.
What leads you to believe that it was the Buc-ee's and not the cruise that did it?
Because everybody was so sanitizer conscious on the cruise, and the Buc-ee's is just like
buck wild, like fucking. It was like a 1780s frontier town, basically, like people spitting in the aisles or something.
Yeah, it's like if you could gas up in a petri dish, that's what a Buc-ee's is basically.
Like,
okay.
I don't want to like speak too kindly of Idiocracy, but I will say the one thing Idiocracy got wrong was that it's not Costco, it's Buc-ee's.
Yep, 1,000,000%. Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
Welcome to Buc-ee's. I love
you.
You went to school at Buc-ee's? Yeah, I can't believe I got in.
All right, gentle friends. Well, we've got some work to do tonight. Golden Winter from 2012. This is an Asylum Productions motion picture, which means it is a ripoff of, I'm assuming, the Air Bud franchise.
Christmas Buddies.
It must be a ripoff of Santa Buddies or something.
Santa
Buddies,
that one.
Because I think Santa Buddies, that was what, 2009, 2010, I think.
That scans.
2009. So, and then Santa Paws. Yeah, Santa Paws 2 was 2012. So it's the same year as Golden Winter. So it's like dead on bullseye. Like, this is a ripoff of the Santa Buddies.
Shocking lack of J.O. crystals. However, they did fit a Chihuahua with a terrible Hispanic accent.
Yes, they did.
Into the movie, because this is 2012.
Right.
Also, maybe coming to, with the way that things are going, probably coming back to a cinema near you very soon, I would assume.
Golden Winter, also known as Santa's Little Yelpers.
Is that the alternate title elsewhere?
That's like an alternate poster that I see, and it's got the same dogs on it. So I'm
that
assuming.
Would explain why there's no opening credits to this movie.
Because there's 2 different titles.
Yeah.
All right. There are some baffling choices, but maybe we can make some sense out of
the opening Okay, so the opening scene of the film, Jonathan had, like, as soon as he started watching it, started asking me questions because the opening scene is very confusing.
To be clear, the question I asked was, is this movie corrupted and missing the first 3 minutes that has the titles and an explanation of what these dogs are doing? Because it comes in like Weezer's Buddy Holly.
I mean,
where you're just like, I'm pretty sure I missed a little bit.
They're just being dogs. They're puppies. They're doing puppy stuff. Chewing stuff up and peeing everywhere. What's there to miss?
Usually you would expect the guys what made the movie to have some sort of pride in their work to put their names at the start of it.
Here's the thing.
No, I'm fairly sure Alan Smithee directed this.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So what leads this plot forward is that the owners of a golden retriever and her 5, did I count that right?
Yes.
5 puppies.
5 puppies.
are out of money and foreclose on their home, and the two owners just up and leave and just leave the dogs because that's what you do. But come to find out, a teenager has the idea that maybe could have saved their skin because they want to sell the puppies. Why didn't they just sell the puppies to begin with and pay off their house with the puppies?
Well, I get they do the basic math of like, well, each of the puppies is probably worth $500 to $600. So assuming that they get $3,000 for the puppies, that must not have been enough.
I guess, and they're in California. I guess it makes sense. Living beyond their means.
This movie very explicitly takes place in North Hollywood, California.
Yes,
because that's where they shot the movie, and nobody cared to say any different.
Yeah, there's signs for a realtor up there. Those are real realtor. That's his real phone number.
You can
on
call
the signs
that
in this movie.
You can call that if you want.
Go for it. I'm not going to stop you.
John made a very good point. Do you think he knows his phone number's in the movie?
I guarantee you he does not. And anybody watching this that is not on this podcast has no interest in calling random phone numbers that they see on the movie.
We're the weird beards that would absolutely do that.
Right, but I also have enough personal shame to not actually do that.
Yeah, no. Let's roll it back just a little bit. In media where it's very clearly intentional that you could call the number if you wanted to, we're absolutely the sort of people who would call the number, right?
Right.
Like
right.
as a joke, like I
would totally email Chunky Lover 83 or whatever it is at AOL, Homer's email address. No, email that, yeah, but like, no, this guy doesn't deserve to be harassed over this fucking movie.
No. He's just living his life. But I would absolutely go to Joe Perez groceryshoppinglist.com. Or I think it's .net. I forget which one it was. Anyways. Yeah. This movie is exactly what you would expect, right?
Yes, and the thing that I want to say right up front, this is one of 3 films from the Asylum that is approved by the Dove Foundation. And in fact, the only live action film from the Asylum approved by the Dove Foundation.
I was going to say, I hope somebody mentions this is Dove approved.
This is Dove approved, and I think it's just because, I mean, you rip off Santa Buddies, I mean, you're only going to get so ribbled, right?
I think the only other Asylum movie I've even seen any of is, I'm pretty sure they made when Pirates of the Caribbean was a thing, I'm pretty sure they made a Treasure Island adaptation, and I've seen like a scene of that because I think it was on TV at like a doctor's office or like a mechanic waiting room or something, like some kind of place where there's a TV on that you can't do anything about.
A highway side casino.
I was gonna do a gotcha and say that Ice-tastrophe was an Asylum film, but it was not, in fact, an Asylum film. Never mind.
It feels like one.
It sure does, doesn't it? So anyway, the plot kicks in when the owners of this house decide to just vacate the premises because they know they're going to get evicted. It is also like, a week before Christmas when this happens. And the mother golden retriever and her 5 puppies left behind. The banker who comes to like present them with the eviction notice, puts it on the door, hears the dogs barking in the house, and calls someone at some animal rescue to come get this dog. 2 young guys come in, take the mother. The puppies are trapped in the garage, so the puppies stay behind. Cut to like a day later, and a bunch of random teens just decide to bum rush the house because, hey, no one's living here. They've been evicted. This is our house now. Squatters' rights. This is the Ghost Gang, everybody.
I want to hang out with the Ghost Gang, or I did at least for the first half of the movie.
I wanted to chill with the Ghost Gang until I found out they knew actual adults, and then I decided, no, these kids aren't even cool.
Yeah. until his weird uncle showed up, I just wanted to hang out and play video games and eat junk food with the Ghost Gang for sure.
Oh yeah, no question. And I love that like the Ghost Gang's sole motivation is to play video games and eat nerds.
I can appreciate this energy.
I'm very confused on their choice of fake video games because the kids are talking like they're playing a Halo or something, and then they're playing like they're playing a Street Fighter or Guilty Gear-ish fighting game, except they're all four playing it 1 versus 1, then also 1 versus 1 split screen somehow.
It's very odd. It's like Darkstalkers, but it's the same two characters. And
it's very confusing.
And it's 1v1, like John said, but the two fighting screens are like suspended one on top of the other. And this can't be a real game, right? They just had the graphics team gin this up for this movie, right?
I have to assume so, because like if you guys can't identify it, I don't know if it's real at all.
But yeah,
I mean, I Google lensed the screen and it just kept coming up with like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions or whatever from like 2012.
Okay,
and it's not that. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's some random bullshit PS3 game. What do you want?
Is it a fake video game within Spider-Man Dimensions Shattered Dream, whatever the name of that game was? Maybe? I don't know.
I wonder how much space there is for if your production needs a video game for some reason and they don't want to pay the royalties or the rights to anybody. What's stopping them from just like getting a ROM hack of, like you said, this Spider-Man game, but just changing all the textures so it's almost unidentifiable? I know,
just like running it through like an AI filter of like quote unquote comic graphic like
I don't know
filter or whatever,
or just like literally get Tux Racer, get some FOSS thing and just throw it on the screen.
I guess any asset swap would be fine, I guess. Or asset flip game.
Yeah, just literally just get some free and open source thing with like a completely open Creative Commons license, so nobody can sue you about it. And then just now you have a literal actual game on the screen that looks like a game.
There you go. That's the solution. That's the one.
I guess so. Yeah. Or I was even going to go a step further. Like, what's stopping anybody from just randomly ginning up, video game graphics and selling them to the highest bidder? Like, hey, I got you need some fake fighting game footage, I got it for you. You need some fake Halo footage, I got that for you too.
I'm sure there's some sort of asset store that already has that sort of thing, probably.
Yeah, probably.
I was remembering in Charlie's Angels, the showed the two, like, she like went up to Drew Barrymore went up to a house. No, Cameron Diaz, right? Went up to a house and like knocked on the window, and these two kids were in there playing video games. They were doing like the way kids play video games in movies, like they were sitting side by side, bashing the controllers, yelling at each other, and then it cuts to the screen, and what's on the screen?
You tell me, bud.
Final Fantasy VIII.
Hell yeah.
Well-known two-player action game, Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes.
My favorite is always when it's like Pong noises or Donkey Kong noises that they put in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did at least have the Final Fantasy sounds.
I'm pretty sure it was just all bleeps and bloops. I don't remember. One thing I do remember on that regards is there was a scene on Roseanne where she was playing a video game, and it was actually the sound of like the attract mode in Super Mario World.
Huh.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun,
it was that.
Yeah. Wow. Not even playing the game, just pretending like you are while the demo mode runs, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Now I want to do a 98 exit run. Thank you for that. No, I'm too tired.
Now I'm just thinking about Shaun of the Dead and how they're playing Time Splitters 2, but none of the sounds are from Time Splitters 2.
We could go on all night about this.
We could go on.
I could go on forever, baby.
You got me. All right. The other thing I want to point out about these kids play these games is that they're using what look like, Xbox 360 controllers, but they're all like wrapped up in like black electrical tape. I guess to curb, that's like the one thing they were concerned about, like running afoul of like copyright law about.
Yeah, but if you look at the exposed id, it's like, no, that's a 360 controller because it looks exactly like a 360 controller.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
In the script, one of the kids says explicitly, hook up the Xbox. I guess that's not a problem, but showing the actual product is.
Yeah. Or, I mean, maybe it was just like 4 controllers from like the one grip that showed up. He's like, yeah, I got 4 controllers, and he just, this is how I like to play. I wrap them up in electrical tape so I don't get zapped. I don't know.
Maybe. That's
Maybe.
why
I'm a gaffer. What do you want? This is what I know.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why they call him the grip, because he likes to put all grippy tape all over him. Hey, I'm working here.
What is he, a Batman villain now?
Yeah. Yeah, along with Jumper and Tinkler.
Yeah, I was about to say him and Tinkler. So
Gotham City will know what hit it when they meet the grip. Ugh.
They're gonna.
So Brad, move us along.
They're gonna. So. The main character is a boy named Oliver, who is quote unquote the good kid who falls in with the ghost gang. He's feeling neglected by his parents, so he's lashing out by hanging out with these delinquent teens.
Yeah,
but the dogs,
the parents are the only actors you've ever heard of in the movie before, and even still, it's just like, oh, them, yeah. The mom is Shannon Elizabeth, and the dad was a villain on Days of Our Lives for a while. I think Days of Our Lives. He was a soap opera villain for a while.
A Jason Bateman type. Where were we?
Yeah, Jeff Brooks, whose most famous film is Super 8, but he plays the important character of Air Force Security. Also, Haley Duff is in the movie. She voices the lead dog, Rory.
I swear, the other dogs, it really sounds like they're doing like, if you go back and watch Robot Chicken, the voice they do for like Hannah Montana or Lindsay Lohan, like the weird like deep fried voice they do for like or Jenna Bush, stuff like that. The deep fried voice they do for like celeb women, basically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the voice sounds like this. Yeah, that's the voice like at least 3 of the dogs are doing.
It's a little overdone. And by a little, I mean very.
See, my point of comparison was like, it was like 3 of the dogs were all trying to do Rocket Raccoon, and none of them could really pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, inexplicable reason, they had, what is it, Snarfler? The dog that what likes to eat. He was like trying to do I guess, a Brooklyn accent for some reason, but it was really not working. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like, I'm Snarfler. I like to eat the. I don't know. Maybe cut this out. This is getting weird.
No, Brad, tell me more about Snarfla. I gotta know what's Snarfla's deal.
Yeah, it's Lionel's friend Snarf.
Yeah, it's Snarf, but he's Snarfler. What is his Scarfer?
His name is just Scarf. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the comparison I keep coming to mind is because I was watching on Dropout Make Some Noise earlier. There's a bit where like the joke was that it's everyone's doing New York accents. They were just like, we're people that have never left Southern California doing what we think New York accents are, and that's kind of what this was.
Yes,
pretty much, yeah.
Anyways, the dogs identify Oliver as quote unquote a good kid and think that he can help them escape the house because they are small puppies, what with limited mobility and motor control. So they hand him the pedigree papers, but then the other kids find them and realize they can sell these dogs for a lot of money. And so it becomes Oliver's job to watch the dogs. However, he's trying to get the dogs back to their mother because that's what he wants. I don't know. He feels bad for him.
Rory hides in Oliver's backpack and waits for the kid to take him home, which I immediately clocked as the Toy Story 3 escape plan. And I was expecting the kid to bring the dog home to meet other dogs, which did not happen.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
But instead, I don't remember what the kid does because it's already sliding off my brain.
He discovers the dog right at the end when he's waiting for his dad at the bank. And then he's like, it really doesn't, nothing really happens with it because he's like, I got to take you back. But in the meantime, the 4 other dogs escape on their own without Rory. And then that's when they go on their little mini adventure and they run up against some junkyard dogs with the aforementioned Chihuahua, who does the coolest trick that I've maybe ever seen an actual canine actor do, where it jumps onto the back of another dog and rides the dog. Did you guys see this?
Yes, this was great.
It was fantastic.
And I love how the dog acting in this is they just told the dogs to sit and then literally just sprayed them with a fucking hose.
Yeah.
Great job, the Asylum.
I love that we're talking about how much we love the trick this dog did when, hey, do you guys remember what the fuck was the dog movie where the dog could talk to the kid?
Santa Stole My Dog?
I'm sorry, you have to be more specific.
No, where like the dog was like a military experiment who got away.
I was just thinking about that one. Oh, what was that one?
But A Doggone Christmas. That's what it was.
That's the
Doggone
one.
Christmas.
That's the one.
But the whole premise of that movie was this dog does tricks. Look at this dog do tricks.
Yes.
And we weren't really that impressed with any of those dogs' tricks. This trick was amazing.
It was a one-off Chihuahua that was used for a stereotypical joke that should have had a sepia filter over it. It was so stereotypical.
That's true.
But this dog was amazing. It jumped on the other dog's back and rode it like a horse. I thought it was incredible, and I've seen so many dog tricks throughout my entire life.
Oh, yeah. No, this was great.
Maybe, I wonder if we can find a clip of this and put it in the show notes, because it's like the one thing that you actually should see from this movie.
The one impressive thing from this movie. I'll try to work on that.
I'm going to give this movie a point on the crankometer just for that trick.
Okay, sure.
I thought it was a delight when it happened.
Anyway, so I want to get through this so bad.
Okay.
Oliver takes the puppies on a bicycle tour of North Hollywood looking for their mother at every animal shelter he can find. And I'm pretty sure these are all A, real animal shelters, and B, real animal shelter workers.
Yes. But can we talk about this scene? It's a montage. And they have like the weirdest vocal thing. It reminds me of like the best comparison I can make it to is it's like in an anime when it's like a serious moment happens and they put the ending theme or the opening theme over the action of the montage.
Okay.
And this person's trying their best, but also English is very clearly not their first language. This song is called A Home for My Heart by Laura Tooney. We will link it in the show notes. You can enjoy that.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put it at the end of the episode too. I don't think Laura's going to care too terribly much. Maybe
probably not.
Okay. It was just a baffling choice in a movie full of baffling choices. But hey, you need something to put over your montage.
Right, and it's a montage of like the kid riding his bike very slowly because he's hauling a wagon full of puppies. So the montage is of a very slow bike ride around town.
Yeah.
Not exciting in the least.
No.
But then the puppies finally like sniff out the animal shelter that took their mother in, and the mother is off getting, her shots and whatnot, and Oliver makes a deal to adopt the mother for the price of $200. And he comes back to the house and, oh no, the ghost gang are in on a grift to steal a necklace. And my heart is sinking now. My heart is a sinking ship.
How did they figure out that Oliver wanted $200? Like, they very clearly knew.
The kid overheard him when he was talking to the dogs.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. So the kids hatch a plan to steal a necklace worth $200 so that they can frame Oliver for stealing it and get him out of the gang.
I thought they just wanted to steal it so they could sell it for money, and Oliver was like the
Oh no, he's totally the patsy.
Yeah, no, like he's the fall guy if they get caught, but I thought they were just trying to steal the necklace to steal a necklace. To sell it for money.
Yeah, no, the thing was like, oh no, you have to do this, Oliver. If you do it, there's a reward for $200.
No, I got that they were tricking Oliver into doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's where the $200 comes in again.
Look, here's the problem. I don't remember.
The movie.
The movie is the problem.
I'm actively pushing this out of my brain as I'm talking about it, so I'm trying to get through this very quickly before I forget everything.
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm driving now.
Okay, take the wheel.
So yeah, they go to this other kid's house. The kid's name is Timmy. Oliver breaks in to like, he's convinced that he has to get the necklace because they're like, oh no, Timmy stole the necklace from the jewelry store, and really it's Timmy bought the necklace for his mom. So then the dog, one of the dogs breaks in. It's Rory, I think. And then the family comes home early, and then all of the gang runs off except for the one kid, Biff, who is the only kid with any sort of like soul, I guess.
Yeah, he's
his name
like
Biff. Let's go
soul.
He's the inside confidant to Oliver.
So he pulls Oliver out after the dogs all run up to distract the family, so they don't go in. And then when they go in, the dog has tore up the house and managed to pin it on the cat,
Womp,
as
womp,
one does.
Womp womp.
And the cat has one line, which is, "Does this necklace make my butt look big?" And the voice I did is basically the voice the actress did for the cat.
Yes.
You got it spot on. I thought that was I thought you had clipped the movie and put it into the podcast. It was so accurate.
So yeah, they all go back to the abandoned house, and then the shittiest of the little shitty kids.
Which
Jimmy, is that what it is?
The leader?
Yeah.
Jimmy's in his the guy Jimmy. It's Jimmy.
Yeah.
His uncle shows up.
The shitty little ringleader. His uncle shows up, and his uncle looks like we have Brad Dourif at home.
We should not call him Brad Dourif.
But also, what is his uncle's name?
I don't know that they gave him a name, did they?
I'm gonna go with Uncle Rico.
Frankie Fagan. And the main kid's name is Oliver. They're doing a fucking Oliver Twist thing in this movie for some reason now.
We're done recording. I'm gonna go play video games.
And like, I don't understand why they think this is, like, they always think this is going to be clever, and it's just not, you guys. Like, referencing back to Ice-tastrophe. Remember how that was just for some reason a Christmas Carol with like the name scratched out?
Yes.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's clever.
Why would you do that?
It's because it's a Christmas movie, you see, even though Oliver Twist isn't a Christmas.
Well, it'd be too obvious if they use Christmas Carols thinking is Oliver Twist. That's thinking with your ass.
That's that's true. That is like Christmas Carol adjacent because that is Charles Dickens. But you know what?
I guarantee that's the thought they put into it of like, nah, Christmas Carol will be too obvious. Let's use a different Dickens thing.
Great expectations.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised there's not a Havisham and a Pip running around in here.
Yeah, I mean, this is an abandoned house. We might as well just call this the Bleak House. Never mind. That's another Dickens reference. Hey, how about we talk about Ralphie No-Toes, who shows up for a hot minute?
Ralphie No-Toes.
Yeah, so Frankie and Ralphie are there, and they're just like, yeah, we've decided that we're going to... Somehow they know... Okay. Plot hole!
Okay.
I just realized it's so, like, neither of them can read, yet they know that the article is about some money that they can steal. Anyways, they have a news article. It's about like, oh, the boys club is getting money from the bank, so we're just going to kidnap the boys club, impersonate them, and steal the money ourselves. And it's the bank that Oliver's dad works at.
Right. Yeah, because you can't just beat up the boys club and steal their money.
Because I'm sure that will be heavily guarded.
Right.
By the Santa Claus.
By the Santa Claus, so this Santa Claus, by the way, is a character actor we've met before.
Oh.
His name is
Mike
Richard.
Papa John?
No, his name is Richard Lund, and he was an actor in Bone Alone.
Was he?
You guys?
Was he also a Santa there?
He plays a quote unquote driver. As a character in the movie. So he's in the movie, but also he's in a handful of other Christmas movies. So we could very well easily get Richard Lund into the Triple Threat Club if we so desire.
Does he usually?
And we get Haley Duff into the club as well. She's been in some crazy shit.
Has she now?
Yeah, I told you about this. She was in A Bell for Christmas. She was in A Christmas Bell. Two completely unrelated movies. One's about a dog and one's not.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, speaking of the Triple Threat Club, we do have a new Triple Threat inductee, don't we? Shannon Elizabeth is in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
She was in Love Actually, and she was also in, I'm furiously Googling this right now, because I don't remember.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
No.
American Pie.
She was, but no.
UHF.
American Pie 2?
Jack Frost. That's what it was.
Oh, right. She got sex assaulted by a snowman.
Yes.
Yikes.
He said, laughing like an idiot. Welcome to the Triple Threat Club. We're glad you're here. So there is a heist that is being planned at this bank where the bank is going to give $10,000 to the boys club. And my first question is, if you steal money that's being donated to a boys club at a bank, does it still count as a bank robbery?
Huh. I guess it depends on when you steal it.
At what point in the transaction do you steal it? Does it become a bank robbery? Does it become like grand larceny?
I feel like since they're impersonating somebody and taking the money in false pretenses, it's more fraud than theft, so to speak.
Well, also like the imprisonment, because they locked the boys club up.
That's true too. That's definitely
That is also true.
A law that was broken.
Yeah, so Frankie Fagan's going away for a long time.
So everything that you expect to happen happens. The dogs show up because, of course, they're here, and they help foil this plot. Because
then everyone kicks soccer balls at Frankie Fagan's head.
Yeah, but the big thing that these villains are foiled by is a puddle of dog pee, because Tinkler strikes again. She steps up in the moment and tinkles all over the floor, and they slip on a big old puddle of dog urine, as one does, and they go down.
But they specifically play a gag where she tinkles on the floor just because that's what she does. But then later, when they need her to tinkle on the floor to foil the robbery, she can't because she already did.
No, she pulls through.
Isn't pee magical?
Somehow none of the dogs farted.
It's
not a single one.
This one is more preoccupied with the golden winter, the golden showers that you see at that special time of year.
Brad, come on.
Like, also, Asylum, I know you're in California. You're in. Yeah. But, like, you also filmed this movie in the summer, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, clearly.
Oh.
Right?
Yes.
Looks.
I mean, I'm not sure.
There's one IMDb goof, and it's just, all the trees are green.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what California looks like in the winter, but I know it's not this.
It's still, I mean, it depends on what part of California. It's still pretty green in the winter, I think. But anyhow.
Right.
But
yeah, the bank robbery is foiled and the day is saved. And also there's a little bit of tension where Oliver has been informed that the golden retriever at the animal shelter has been purchased right out from under him.
Who could have done that?
Who could have done that? It was his own father.
Yeah, there's a B plot about him, like, having, being upset at his parents for not being around, being too busy with work, etc. That all gets fleshed out and resolved in exactly the way that you think it does, if you've watched it.
The slightest commendation I'll give to this movie is, normally when you have a movie like this, you absolutely are just like, no, the kid is being stupid. Like yeah, your parents have to work, kid. Like in the not fun Jack Frost, where it's like the kid in that can just go to fucking hell.
Right.
But in this one, it's just like, no, Oliver's right. His parents just like, well, work, and it's like for what? What are you working for?
So they can ship him off to boarding school and forget about him completely.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in Switzerland.
Right. But like he very specifically calls his parents out on this both. Like, Mom, you work at real estate too much. Dad, you work at the bank too much. I demand a dog, and also I demand to own her puppies too. Like, he gets very specific about it, and they have no idea where this is coming from. But everything is great at the end because he gets the dog. The day is saved. Dad gets a brand new job from the bank manager who puts him in the office of helping poor families keep their houses, which is an office I didn't know they had. like any bank had. And also they're moving because they have a house that's far too big. And guess what? There's a house that's on the market, and it's right down the street. It's the house that the Ghost Gang has been occupying for the last week. That Oliver also contributed in destroying.
Oh, well.
And I hope he didn't bring that up to his parents, because guess what? They move in the next day. This Christmas party happens on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, they are in that house. And Nikki tried to make the observation, like, well, maybe it was next Christmas. No, those puppies are still puppies. It is the next day.
They're magical puppies.
Yeah, like
just like it's a magical moving company that moved them. All their friends and relatives chipped in as a Christmas present to move them into the house. I mean, it was mostly furnished when they left.
This is
lightning fast TV, VCR repair, and moving.
Sure, why not? And also, I mentioned that Nikki watched this movie with me, and she was very upset that I made her watch it with me, even though I told her she was welcome to leave the room at any time.
You didn't make her watch it.
That's on Nikki, honestly.
Watching movies is fun. So that's Golden Winter, everybody. Wasn't it great?
It was not that.
It was only 90 minutes, so I'll give it that.
True. It was like exactly 90 minutes.
Everyone in this movie seemed to be ashamed about it after the fact, because the credits started with Key Grip and Gaffer and Best Boy. That was the leader of the credits.
I did notice that. That was very interesting.
Yeah, the crew that got paid, I'm sure, were happy to have their names, attached to this film.
Craft Services, leading credit.
Oh boy, what's Frankie Fagan been up to lately? Let's have a look. His number one credit is he played a character named Virgil in Fast and Furious Part 4.
Okay.
Let's see. He was in 2023. He was in a Bowling for Soup music video. Great. He was in 16 episodes of Nathan Barnett's Dad series.
Really?
Huh. Yeah, apparently.
Huh.
Okay, I mean that bore more fruit than I thought it would. So let's let bygones be bygones. And hey, you want to go to the crankometer and score this so we can talk about literally anything else? Yeah, me too.
Yes.
If I'm steamrolling this podcast, I'm sorry. I am done with this movie.
I've never seen you more desperate to get through an episode than this, I think. I love it. I love your energy.
My energy is I want to talk about anything else, so let's burn through this movie as fast as we fucking can.
Okay.
The crankometer, friends, is our patented XY axis where we rate Christmas movies. The X axis is how Christmassy a film is, and the Y axis is how good a film is. So let's talk about Christmas for a minute. How Christmassy is Golden Winter?
Not very.
Not really. Like, this could have happened at literally any time of year.
Yes.
We always that's our metric.
Yeah, there's some attempts at like modeling, but it's Christmas kind of stuff, but it doesn't land. The Christmas decorations are not ubiquitous. It's fine.
Right.
Maybe a negative.
And let's not forget
what. Oh, sorry.
Let's not forget that like the whole thing begins because a family got evicted from their house a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. So what are we thinking here?
-1.
Negatives. -1, maybe -2 even.
-2. It's just so much nothing, right?
There's so much nothing. Like,
and the attempts
sorry.
No, the attempts to use it are ham-fisted at best. Yes. Ooh.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, having all the kids be dressed up as Christmas elves is, one thing. I do appreciate the joke where one of the kids is dressed like a leprechaun for no reason at all. That's comedy, baby. But yeah, there's no reason for this to be Christmassy at all. Evidenced by the fact that it's not called a Golden Christmas. It's just called a Golden Winter. Like,
Golden
come
Christmas
on, guys.
was taken.
Is that true? Let's have a look-see.
I mean, it's baffling why they would just not call it Golden Christmas, right?
Yes, A Golden Christmas is already a franchise, and the same year that Golden Winter came out, A Golden Christmas 3 came out.
There you have it.
I fucking hate being right so much.
I wonder if they went through most of this movie thinking that they were going to call it A Golden Christmas, and then right at the end when they finally had to like sign all the paperwork and get it registered, they realized that Golden Christmas had already been taken and Golden Winter was their next best thing.
I think that might be exactly what happened.
Awesome.
Because, okay, a Golden Christmas came out in 2009. A woman visits her parents for Christmas. Hearing that they've sold the house, she wants to buy it. At 9, she has a BFF in the woods nearby named Han Solo. She and the buyer are single, divorced, and have a child each. Is he her Han? What?
Is this a Hallmark joint?
This has to be a Hallmark
or a
joint.
Lifetime situation. This is a made-for-TV movie, obviously.
This is definitely made for television, yes. But
okay,
but
I
it's
almost
like
got worried here for a minute.
What?
Because I almost got worried because I almost thought we had another Triple Threat Club, but we're safe for right now.
Okay.
There's a guy in here, Jim Turner, who
Okay.
played a main character on Arliss, but he was also in The Ref.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh my god, I need to check his list. We can't dunk a second Triple Threat Club off of this dog shit movie. That's just not fair.
I cannot tell if A Golden Christmas is a Hallmark movie, but no, this was this is the first TV movie for Ion Television. Okay. So I hate to say it, but that makes it eligible for a Christmas Creeps treatment, you guys.
Ooh.
You know, we always say we're never ever going to touch Hallmark movies, but you know,
Ion's fair game.
Categorically, there it is. I hate everything right now about my life because this is the life that I've chosen.
You did this to yourself.
I did it to myself. So -2 on the Christmas, the x-axis. So how are we feeling on the y-axis? This is a pretty close to a -5, right, guys?
It's John.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I even had any sort of like redeeming thing about it.
It's not even like so bad it's good. It's just mostly boring.
No, it's just bad.
-4. I feel like 5. This isn't even like giving it a -5 would be something exemplary about it in a certain way. It's not even worthy of a -5, I would say. Like a -4 just for the sheer fact that it's not worth it. It's not worth the -5.
No, like if it was a -5, we would be telling our listeners to go watch it because it's that bad, but this is just not worth it.
Right.
Is it?
No.
I will say though, the one thing we have not touched on yet, the animation on the talking dogs' mouths.
Ooh, it's real bad.
It's real bad, and it happens right away. And like, I don't think I've ever laughed out loud that hard in my life.
Yeah, like if they had just done Clutch Cargo, it would have looked better.
It's real gnarly. It looks like stickers for some reason. Because it's like a flat JPEG that somebody's like kind of smooshing and squashing over the dog. It's
like flash animation.
It's real bad. But again, we can't give it a -5 because the Chihuahua jumps on top of another dog and rides it.
That's true. So we've got that, in that ace in the hole right there.
But the dog mouths are real bad and very creepy, and I don't like them.
Not a fan. Not a fan at all.
Not a fan.
-2, -4. That's where Golden Winter is landing on this list on our crankometer for 2025. Starting strong in the new year. Also, I want to finish talking about Golden Christmas for a moment. Golden Christmas Part 2 is apparently a film titled Three Holiday Tales, spelled Tails.
Oh no!
So it's a dog movie as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all dog movies.
Oh, I see.
Old flames reunite and sparks are reignited at Christmas time in Florida. But the man is already engaged to another woman, so a recently retired couple tries to intervene with the help of their dogs.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Barks fly.
I'm sorry for a second. I just had an image in my head of Back to the Future with dogs, and his name is Barky McFly.
Barky McFly. There you go.
There you go. So, Golden Christmas,
Or-
if we really get desperate, maybe we'll jump on that bandwagon someday. We had every intention of bringing to you an episode about the movie Carry On this week, but with the news about air travel being what it is, we decided it's not really the right time for that, is it?
Yeah, the planes are all fighting. We don't want to be part of that.
So we have burned through this episode in, I feel like, record time. We have a few more minutes left before we have to end the show. Does anybody want to talk about anything at all?
I appreciate both of you in this trying time.
It's a backhanded compliment right there.
I really do. You are both a delight, and I'm glad that I get to be on this podcast with you. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
Aw. Maybe someday we'll talk about a good movie again, but it is not this day.
Not today.
This day we fight over Golden Winter. I have to really stop taking Jonathan's fake suggestions as real suggestions. That's the real problem. Because my middle name is Gullible. And Jonathan knows this.
This was not a suggestion. This was me finding a short clip of a longer, Vine Sauce stream where they played shitty Doom maps, and there was a shitty Doom map list and a bunch of dog movies in it.
And then I take you at your word, and I just say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. That's why we have this entire podcast, you guys. We've been doing this for 11 years now.
Oh my
because
God.
Jonathan
no.
made a joke. Jonathan made a joke, and I just said, you know what? I have nothing else going on in my life. Let's do that.
This podcast is my fault, isn't it? Overall.
Oh, yeah. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I remember now,
we
because I said, wouldn't it be horrible to do a podcast about holiday movies in the wrong season?
Yeah. And because I don't know when a joke is enough, I said, let's do that. And we're still doing it. And the crazy thing about it is, when we started doing it, literally nobody else was doing it. And now everybody's fucking doing it, and I'm losing my mind because now I can't stop. Now we literally can't stop because if we do, someone's going to take our crown from us, and I refuse to abdicate the throne.
It's admitting defeat. You refuse. You're a fighter. You're not going to give up.
The manic flop sweat coming off me right now over the fact that we're even doing this podcast is staggering to me. I'm having a nervous breakdown, and you all get to hear it.
You should check your oven and make sure there's not a gas leak in your house right now. Oh, man. It'll be okay. Take a deep breath.
Is that where I got all these ideas?
Deep breath in.
Because they're brilliant.
Hold it. Deep breath out. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I know. I for a moment, I genuinely started to hyperventilate. I have to calm down. Part of it is genuinely performative. I'm just trying to be funny, but also maybe I'm huffing my own farts a little bit because I started to believe the things that were coming out of my mouth.
Getting high on
I'm
your
just
own
gonna stop
supply.
talking.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like at this point I'm just doing it on purpose.
It's the merry monkey talking.
You're absolutely right because I have already finished it and I feel it.
Hell yeah.
This is going to be the Christmas Creeps that goes down as the moment I had a nervous breakdown about the entire concept of the podcast. It took 11 years too many.
I'm gonna say I'm surprised it took you this long.
I mean, maybe part of the problem is that the only movies we haven't watched that are real movies are ones that we were actively avoiding.
This is true.
For real movie being, you know what I mean by real
Yes.
movie, not as in quality, but as in this actually had a budget and got a theatrical release, a wide theatrical release of some sort.
Right.
Right.
We're avoiding the ones that are left, Deck the Halls.
Look, everything that is left is a romantic comedy, and that's just not us. That is, and it would basically be us shooting fish in a barrel, and that's just not entertaining.
Hey,
is it?
Hey, Joe. I'm
Yeah.
about to give you another panic attack. We still haven't done
Okay,
red. We
hit
still
me.
haven't done red one.
You haven't done Red One.
Oh,
The show
that's right.
must go on, so I went ahead and did it.
That's right,
my friend.
You and Nikki did red one, didn't you?
That's true. Yes.
Okay. Sorry. That's right. I forgot.
We can always just pivot the podcast, make a new podcast.
We're going to call it Red 2.
No.
We're going to do it again. We're going to call it Red 2.
You know what? You know what we forgot to do?
What?
We forgot to do the thing we said we were going to do back at Christmas. We're going to workshop a new Die Hard, and we're going to call it Die Hard 64.
Yeah, okay. We need to work on Die Hard 64. Good point.
Okay, so let's course correct real quick. Now that we've gotten Golden Winter off the table, it is time for us to start workshopping Die Hard 64, our new 5th entry in the Die Hard series, because we're going to ignore A Good Day to Die Hard or whatever that one was called.
Okay.
All right. Are we still going with John McClane?
Yes, of course.
Are we still going with Bruce Willis? It's going to be difficult right now.
I mean, right now, yes.
Yeah.
But AI is doing great things these days.
Let's just recast him. Who can we recast as John McClane?
Is Jaleel White doing anything right now?
No, I think that Star Wars show's over, so he's probably got nothing but time.
There we have it.
And so Jaleel White is okay. So first question: is he related to John McClane in any way, shape, or form?
It is John McClane.
Yeah,
he's playing John McClane.
Yes, yeah, no, completely straight laced. This is just the same universe. Everybody else just treats him as though it's being played by Bruce Willis, but it's Jaleel White.
Yeah, and we're gonna get Bonnie Bedelia back.
Sure. Okay. I like this so far. I have a suggestion. Because we're definitely calling it Die Hard 64, I feel like it has to take place. Oh, okay. No, I got it.
What?
It has to take place in 1999.
Okay. Not 1964? No, I'm kidding.
No.
It takes place when terrorists take over the Pokemon Coliseum.
John McClane has to collect 120 gold bars and 3 keys to get to the top of the new Nakatomi Castle.
He has to defeat Bowser 3 times in 3 different levels.
Also, John McClane has been fired from the NYPD. He is now a plumber. That's his day job. I love this.
This is getting very silly.
This is getting very silly. But to get us back on track, I feel like my vision.
Yes.
It takes place in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar.
Even though Live Free or Die Hard, is that the 4th one? Even though that took place later?
Yeah, we don't care. This is not non-canonical already. It doesn't matter. 1999, New Year's Eve, 1999, Nakatomi Tower. We're doing it again.
Why not?
But why not? But 1999 New Year's Eve, the Y2K bug is looming. People are worried that the electrical grid's going to go down. Somebody decides to capitalize on this and use that as an excuse to get into the vault.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And, as we all know, the Y2K bug, that never happens. Nothing ever comes of it. The people in the building don't know that, though.
Correct.
At midnight on New Year's Eve 1999, the power goes out, but it's because the power has been cut to break into the vault. So, we get... I feel like this movie just came out too. I feel like there was a horror movie about Y2K.
Yes, there was.
All right, I got the cast for our criminal gang.
Okay.
It's Ron Livingston, David Herman, and AJ Naidoo.
I love it. The cast of Office Space. Yes. They know, it's. Okay, so we don't have our Hans Gruber yet, but we have a cast of 3 Theos. I love this. They know how to manipulate the building's computer system to capitalize on Y2K. Who would like to pick this up from here?
So I think we can't have them be the actual villains. They have to be in there trying to set up like some weird. They're trying to set up a thing to steal pennies from the Nakatomi Corporation.
They're doing their own heist.
Yeah, they're doing their own heist. It gets superseded by a bigger heist.
Yes, okay. But then they either do or do not team up with Jaleel White, John McClane. Do they or do they not?
They do at the very end in a twist.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Because what's going to happen is it's going to turn out that the Gruber analog in this is going to try to steal the money from the vault, but it's already been accidentally stolen by them because they put the decimal in the wrong place in their penny stealing program.
Okay, but then this implies that there's digital assets in the vault, in the physical vault.
Yes.
So the real dollars are being converted into digital assets inside the vault. The actual vault isn't holding money; it's holding this technology.
In 1999.
In 1999,
yes. When everybody's still on dial-up.
What it is there's a scanner in there. They were just scanning the dollars.
Sure.
Oh, so I know who the Hans Gruber analog has to be then. It has to be Jeff Bridges. He has to be trying to steal this technology to get back into the computer world. And now that we've brought Tron into it, I feel like this has to be a Disney movie. Because Disney has to be the one to waste money making this movie.
Well, Disney bought Fox.
Yeah,
so
they already own Die Hard.
Fair enough. You know? And Jaleel White's already in the Disney payroll because he's on that Star Wars Skeleton Crew show.
We're
like financially, the bean counters will be happy because like everything's in house.
We're done.
The best part is we can just tell everybody that we already made this movie, but Disney just vaulted it as a tax write-off,
and everybody can be mad at Disney. And we made this,
and
movie.
Not us.
We have something we need to tell you. This has been a bit, but really, over the past 3 years, we were hired by Disney to make this movie, and it happened. We really filmed it, but Disney shelved it, just like Coyote versus Acme as a tax write-off.
This is true.
Get mad at them. It was awesome. It was really great. Everybody said it was the best movie they've ever seen. Some of them cried. Yeah.
You know, Jaleel White said to me personally, Joe, I can't believe this screenplay. It's amazing. He loved it. He said it to my face.
He said to me, it's crazy that you got them to let us use real guns.
I mean, there was that day on set where he accidentally shot out the camera, and the second B-roll camera caught it on tape. You got it on tape. It's in the vault of him shooting the A camera, turning to the B camera, and saying, "Did I do that?"
They put it in the vault. They put it in the credits as part of the blooper reel. It's there.
Right.
He did it in the Sonic the Hedgehog voice.
He did.
That's no good.
That's true. They put it in the credits so no one would know that it was an actual real accident that happened, so that nobody would get in trouble.
They buried it. Hollywood Access was going to report on it, but we got them to bury it. Access Hollywood, whatever.
That's another reason why it was vaulted, because the Access Hollywood check was just too big. Like they couldn't recoup their losses after that. So I'm sorry, everybody, but Die Hard 64 it's a dead project. But with your help, with your guidance, with your hard-earned donations, maybe we can get it out of the vault.
The Disney vault.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
We're gonna start working on the sequel, Die Hard DS. What does the DS stand for?
No, it's Die Hard DS 64.
DS stands for Die Hard Sequel.
Die Hard Sequel.
Yes, exactly. Die Hard 64 DS, Die Hard Sequel.
Do you guys remember when the DS first came out and everybody was announcing their games and everybody ham-fistedly made a backronym for DS?
Yes, Resident Evil Deadly Silence.
Castlevania Dawn of Souls.
Oh, God.
Yep, you didn't even think about it until now, did you?
No, I truly did not.
Yep. That was a fun time. Video games,
boy.
Everybody.
Video games.
Advance Wars Dual Strike.
Yep.
Yeah, God.
Yep, Dual Strike. You got it. That's right.
God. Oh boy. Well, we've officially run over time, and I think it's time to wrap up this podcast now before we all go absolutely crazy.
Oh.
So
right.
Thank you for listening to this ridiculous episode of Christmas Creeps, where we spend more time talking about video games than we do Christmas movies, but that's what you come here for. I do see, not tweets, they're on Blue Sky, they're called, I don't want to call them skeets.
Skeets.
I do see
Isn't
skeets.
The real term.
They're called
before
emissions.
term posts.
They're called emissions.
Okay.
I do see. God, I do see the posts from people who say that we are one of their go-to podcasts, and I love you from the bottom of my heart because I cannot imagine anybody getting anything out of this show that we do just for our own amusement. But if you want to talk to us on the internet, you can find us on our Discord channel, which the link to that is in our show notes on our website, christmascreeps.com. You can find us on Blue Sky and and Instagram and Facebook, the meta platforms and crap like that, and YouTube and Spotify and wherever you get podcasts. We're at Christmas Creeps. Find us, listen to us, join us, talk to us, do all the good stuff. Email us at xmascreeps@gmail.com. If you want to pitch your own Die Hard sequel to us, because we definitely have those connections, send those our way. Maybe we'll incorporate them into our next pitch. Who knows? Am I forgetting anything?
We're on Blue Sky, but that was kind of obvious when you said people were skeeting to us on Blue Sky.
Yes, we are on Blue Sky. Oh my God. But all I can say is thank you, friends, for listening to this episode of Christmas Creeps. We will try to be back soon with another episode. Hopefully we'll talk about Carry On, but if not, we'll find something even dumber. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So for Christmas Creeps, I've been Joseph Wade.
I'm Bradford.
I'm Johnny Five, the human robot.
Creep it real, y'all, and see you later.
Night.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.